Hi folks, I just want to read two scriptures and just reflect on it about how they teach us about how to know God and what it is to know God. Psalm 139 verse 13 and 18 says, "You created my innermost self, knit me together in my mother's womb. For so many marvels I thank you, I wonder am I, and all your works and wonders. You knew me through and through, my being held no secrets from you, when I was being formed in secret texture in the depths of the earth. Your eyes could see my embryos, and in your book all my days are inscribed, every one that was fixed in there. How hard for me to grasp your thoughts, how many, God, there are. If I count them, they are more than the grains of sand, and if I come to an end, I am still with you." Psalm 139, 13 and 18. And then Job chapter 36, 26 and 32. "Yes, the greatness of God exceeds our knowledge. The number of years is past counting. It is he who makes the raindrops small and pulverizes the rain into mist. The clouds then put this out, sending it streaming down on the human race. And who can fathom how he spreads the clouds, or why such crashes thunder from his tent? He spreads a mist before him and covers the tops of the mountains. By these means he sustains the people, giving them plenty to eat, and he gathers up the lightning in his hands, and assigning it the mark where to strike." Job 36, 26, 32. What I find interesting is Job and the Psalm say that we can know God, that if we look at creation shows us, speaks to us that there is a God, and that beyond nature, and even when we come to know God, that there is still a mystery there, that we can't fathom the depths of who God is. So it's interesting that we've been doing Immanuel Kant, and I hope to do Kant in a couple of weeks' time again with John McDropout. If he wants to do that, it would be great to see you, bro. But in Immanuel Kant, there is a dichotomy being created, which was devastating against Christianity and against Christian theology. And the dichotomy was that the supernatural and any knowledge of God was put in the irrational camp, and that scientific knowledge was put in the rational camp, the verifiable camp. And yet that's diametrically opposed in this wisdom literature. The wisdom literature here is saying that we can know God through nature, that nature pictures the heavenly, speaks to us to the heavenly, points to the heavenly, and so you can understand really the devastating effect that it is if you rip out this knowledge of God, rip out that nature cannot speak to us about anything about God. It kind of rips, it's like a tear within our own knowledge, and destructive as human beings. So I'll give you an example. Take the word purpose. If God created the world, then there is a purpose to the world. But if you negate there is no God, and that nature cannot tell us of anything about God, then we destroy purpose. So there is no purpose anymore to any individual material aspect of the world. So the very identity of what creation is, which is purposeful, loses its sense of purpose and can't even claim to any purpose. Now, there might be those who say, well, various bits of the earth can have a purpose. I can have a purpose in moving my hand. Heidegger would have said something like that. Talked about a hammer and how you use a hammer, and that shows us that we have purpose. But that is only a personal subjective opinion. That is not anything that has any objective validity. So in the end there is no purpose, whether it be our own purpose or whether we have we say that there is something outside of ourselves that has a purpose. So in other words, if you negate God, if you take God out of nature, if you take God, if you take aware that nature is pointing to God and that we can't know God from nature, then it destroys the very foundation of what nature is, which is purposeful. And secondly, the wisdom literature there, it's about a sense that a need to communion with God, a sense to know that our own existence is taken up with an understanding of who God is, and also that this knowledge of God can proceed from knowledge in knowing by looking at the created order, but also it's a mystery that there are boundaries to that knowledge, that we can't fully know God. Those are just some thoughts that I have thinking about wisdom literature and modern philosophy. Alright, thank you for listening, take care.